In Salesforce, there are a variety of different button configurations available for your needs. So you can do buttons on list views, like we've got open here. You can add buttons to records. You can add buttons to related lists. You can create links that you add to record detail pages. And you can even trigger actions with a button. But we do that by using the new action, not a new button. In this case, I'm going to show you how to add a new list view button. And in one case, we'll add it to sort of the overall object list. And then we'll also show you how to add that same button to a related list. So what we're going to do is just create a sample button. It's not going to serve a purpose. It's just about the configuration and make it appear here on our all opportunities list. So I'm going to go into setup, go edit this object. Once the object manager loads, I'm going to select new button in the buttons on the left-hand side. So there should be a buttons list. Object manager is now loading. Now I'm going to say buttons, links, and actions. And now on the right-hand side, I'm going to say new button or link. So for a label, I'm going to say it my new button. Call it whatever you want. Now in this case, I want a list button because I want it to appear on list views. Display an existing window. Just for the sake of it, I'm going to make it look up google.com, but you can use buttons for sort of whatever purpose you need. And the good thing about these URLs you may use is you can bring in Salesforce fields as dynamic variables. So you can say Google account name or something. So it's a really powerful feature. So I'm going to go save my new button. Save, where is this used? Okay, so now I've got my new button that exists. Now I need to add it to the list view. So if I look on the left-hand side again and scroll down to list view button layout, I'm going to click on that. So at the moment, there is just this list view, and this is what I want to edit. So here we can see there's no buttons currently selected. So if you remember from the page, there was just that new button there and the standard things. So here's the standard buttons. I want to get rid of all those. So that only I'll leave new. So that should mean we just have our new button. And then I'm going to add my new button there. I'm going to press save. So now once this is completed and once the changes have filtered through to the user interface, it says buttons displayed will be new and my new button on the list view. So now if we go back and then do a hard refresh, we should see that change appear on this list view. Once that loads, we'll go to the opportunities list. So now I can see the new button, which we configured, and then my new button. So if I click on that, it should take me to Google because that was the URL. See that? It's trying to take me outside of Salesforce to that website. So that's how you create a new button and add it to a list view. So now I'm going to take that same button and add it to a related list view. So for example, if I click on an opportunity record, you can see the sort of related lists, and they also have buttons available. So the buttons available for each list appear here when it's laid out like this. But if I look at a campaign record, for example, here's our related lists, and then here is the buttons that are configured. So I want to add that same button from the opportunity object to appear here on this opportunities item. And we configure that one through the campaign object. So I'm going to go edit the campaign object. Once we're in this object, we will look at the campaign page layout and then look at the opportunity related list section. So that is now loading. We'll go to the page layout. Once that loads, we'll open the default layout. And then we're going to scroll down to the bottom to see the related lists section. So here is the opportunities related list, and I'm going to click on edit those properties. And you can see here buttons. I want to add a button to this related list. So I've got my new button, so it looks at the opportunity object and then shows any available buttons. By default, it's going to show the new option as well. I'm going to go save, go OK. So now you can see we've got the new button by default as well as my new button that should be showing. I'm going to save those changes. Now, if I go back to the campaign layout and then do a hard refresh just to reset the cache. Once we look down at our opportunities related list, we should see both the new button and then the my new button layout. Loading now. So now if I look at the opportunities list, I've got the new button and then my new button as well, which is going to link me to Google because that's how it's currently configured. So that's how you configure a list button. So the two options are at the overall object list or to a related list on a related object. And that's how you configure each of those. Hope that helps.